Welcome back to Coins X Tales. We're exploring rare Lincoln 1 cent pennies, coins that have made people rich. Let's find out why you should never overlook these coins. Because who knows, a single coin could change your life. Don't miss this. Top 1. We are talking about one of the most interesting modern copper coins in American pocket change history, the 1974 Lincoln 1 cent penny from the United States of America. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin you might ignore in your change jar. But coin lovers know that sometimes the most common coins hide the biggest surprises. The 1974 Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, marked with a small d below the date on the obverse. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909. By 1974, the United States Mint was still producing pennies in the classic bronze composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, just a few years before the big metal change of 1982. That copper content alone makes these coins popular among collectors. Now here's what makes the 1974 penny interesting. The mintage was very high, meaning millions were produced. Because of that, most examples found in circulation are common and affordable. But condition changes everything. If you find one in brilliant uncirculated condition with strong red luster and no wear, collectors pay much more than face value. But the real excitement begins with errors and rare varieties. Some 1974 pennies show double die obverse features. Look closely at the date and the word Liberty. On certain coins, you may notice slight doubling in the lettering. While not extremely dramatic, strong examples are highly collectible. Another error to watch for is off-center strikes. These happen when the coin blank was not properly aligned during striking. The more off-center the design, while still showing the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin can become. There are also clipped planchet errors, where part of the coin is missing due to a cutting mistake during the blanking process. These unusual shapes immediately catch collectors' attention. Die cracks and cuds are another fascinating area. A cud appears as a raised blob of metal along the rim, caused by a broken die. Some 1974 pennies with large cuds are sought after by error collectors. And now let's talk about the legendary story connected to this year. In 1974, a few experimental aluminum cents were struck by the United States Mint as a test due to rising copper prices. While these were not regular circulation coins and almost all were recalled, their existence makes 1974 one of the most talked about years in Lincoln cent history. That mystery adds extra excitement for collectors searching through rolls.so. What is the real market value? In circulated condition, a typical 1974 Lincoln penny is usually worth around 1 to 3 cents depending on copper demand in uncirculated red condition. Strong examples can sell for around $5 to $15. High-grade certified examples in gem condition have reached auction prices of around $100 or more. Error coins vary widely. Minor off-center or small errors may sell for $20 to $50, while dramatic and rare error pieces can bring several $100s at auction depending on condition and eye appeal. The key lesson for collectors is this: never judge a coin only by its date. Condition, color, strike quality, and mint errors can turn an ordinary penny into a collectible treasure. So next time you see a 1974 Lincoln cent in your change, do not ignore it. Check the mint mark. Examine the lettering. Look for doubling, cracks, or unusual shapes. Your pocket change could surprise you if you enjoyed learning about hidden value in everyday coins. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin story. Coin lovers, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, your next big discovery could already be in your hands. Top 2. We are diving into another classic copper coin that many collectors still search for in rolls and old jars, the 1962 Lincoln 1 cent penny from the United States of America. The 1962 penny was struck at the Denver Mint and carries the small d mint mark just below the date. This coin features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that was used from 1959 through 2008. By 1962, the Mint was still producing pennies in the traditional bronze alloy of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving these coins their rich reddish color when well preserved. The mintage for the 1962 penny was very high, meaning millions were produced. Because of this, most examples found in circulation today are common. But as every serious collector knows, common does not mean worthless. Condition and rarity within condition are what truly matter. In circulated grades, most 1962D pennies show wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat. These are usually worth only a small premium over face value. However, when you find one in uncirculated condition with full red luster and sharp details, the value increases significantly. Collectors especially look for coins graded in high mint state with strong eye appeal. Now let's talk about the exciting part: errors and varieties that can make this coin much more valuable. Point 1. Variety collectors search for is repunched mint marks. In the early 1960s, mint marks were punched into the dies by hand. Sometimes this caused slight doubling or shifting of the D mint mark. Clear repunched mint mark examples are popular with variety collectors. Another thing to watch for is die cracks and cuds. These appear as raised lines or blobs of metal caused by cracks in the coin die. Larger and more dramatic examples are more desirable. Off-center strikes are also collectible. If the coin design is noticeably shifted but the date and mint mark are still visible, collectors may pay strong premiums depending on how dramatic the error is. There are also double die varieties for 1962 pennies, though strong examples are rare. Always examine the date and the word Liberty closely under magnification for any noticeable doubling. Now let's discuss real market value. In circulated condition, a typical 1962D penny is usually worth around 1 to 3 cents. In uncirculated red condition, examples often sell for around $5 to $20 depending on quality and luster. High-grade certified gem examples have reached auction prices of around $100 or more, especially in top condition with full red color. Error coins can range widely. Minor repunched mint marks may sell for $30 to $75, while major off-center strikes or dramatic errors can bring several $100s depending on condition and demand. The 1962D Lincoln penny reminds collectors of an important rule in coin collecting. Even high mintage coins can hold hidden value. The difference between a common coin and a collectible treasure often comes down to preservation and small details. So before you spend that old copper penny, take a closer look. Check the mint mark. Examine the surface. Look for doubling or unusual features. You might discover more than just 1 cent in your pocket. If you enjoy learning about valuable coins hiding in everyday change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep searching your rolls. The next rare find could be waiting for you right now. Top 3. We are taking a close look at a coin that many people overlook: the 1973 Lincoln 1 cent penny with no mint mark from the United States of America. At first glance, it seems ordinary. But for smart collectors, even a common date can hide surprising value. The 1973 Lincoln cent without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that time, Philadelphia coins did not carry a mint mark, so the absence of a letter under the date is completely normal. The coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was still made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it that classic bronze tone collectors love. The mintage for the 1973 Philadelphia penny was very large, meaning millions were produced. Because of this, most circulated examples are common and easy to find. But here is where things get interesting. Condition and errors are everything. In circulated condition, you will usually see wear on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and coat. These coins are generally worth only a small premium above face value. However, if you find a 1973 penny with strong original red luster and no signs of circulation, collectors are willing to pay much more. Now let's talk about what really excites coin hunters: errors and rare varieties. Point 1. Of the most searched varieties is the double die obverse. On some examples, you may notice slight doubling on the date, the word Liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." Strong doubling can significantly increase value. Another popular error is off-center strikes. If part of the design is missing due to misalignment during striking, and the date is still visible, the value rises depending on how dramatic the error is. Clipped planchet errors are also collectible. These coins appear to have a curved piece missing from the edge. They immediately stand out and attract attention from error collectors. Die cracks and cuds can also appear on 1973 pennies. A cud looks like a raised blob along the rim where the die broke. Larger and more dramatic cuds are more desirable. There are also coins struck on wrong planchets, though extremely rare. These unusual pieces can bring strong auction interest if authenticated. Now let's talk about real market value.in circulated condition. A typical 1973 no-mint mark penny is usually worth around 1 to 3 cents depending on copper demand.in uncirculated red condition. Nice examples often sell for around $5 to $20 depending on quality. High-grade certified gem examples have reached auction prices of around $100 or more, especially in top red condition. Error. Coins vary widely. Minor errors may sell for $20 to $50, while major double dies or dramatic off-center strikes can bring several $100s depending on eye appeal and grade. The 1973 Philadelphia Lincoln Cent proves that even high mintage coins deserve a second look. The key is to check condition carefully and search for unusual details, so next time you find a 1973 penny with no mint mark, don't ignore it. Look closely at the lettering, the date, and the edges. Your ordinary pocket change could turn into an exciting discovery. If you enjoy learning about valuable coins hiding in circulation, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep searching. Every coin has a story, and your next treasure might already be in your hands. Top 4. The 1995 Lincoln 1 cent penny from the United States of America. At first glance, it may look like just another copper-colored cent. But for collectors, this year has a story that makes it worth checking carefully. The 1995 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint and carries the small D mint mark under the date. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that was used for nearly 50 years. By 1995, Lincoln cents were no longer solid bronze. They were made of copper-plated zinc, which means only a thin outer layer is copper while the inside is mostly zinc. Because of this composition, many examples show bubbling, plating issues, or surface problems over time. The mintage of the 1995 D penny was very high, meaning millions were produced. So in normal circulated condition, this coin is common. But here is where collectors need to pay attention. Condition and errors make all the difference. Most circulated coins show wear on Lincoln's cheek and jawline and often have small nicks or dull surfaces. These are usually worth only face value. However, bright uncirculated examples with strong red color and clean surfaces are much more desirable. Collectors especially search for coins graded in high mint state with full original luster. Now let's talk about the exciting part: errors and varieties. The year 1995 is famous among collectors because of the 1995 double die obverse variety from Philadelphia. While that specific strong double die is known on coins without a mint mark, it made collectors pay much closer attention to all 1995 pennies, including the Denver issues. So it is always smart to examine the date and the words Liberty and I in God We Trust carefully for any signs of doubling. For the 1995 D penny, you should also look for machine doubling, repunched mint mark appearance, and die cracks. Even though mint marks were no longer hand-punched by 1995, die deterioration can sometimes create unusual effects around the D mint mark. Off-center strikes are another collectible error. If part of the design is shifted and the date is still visible, the value increases depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. Clipped planchet errors and coins struck on wrong planchets are rare but highly collectible if authenticated. Because this is a modern zinc coin, major mint errors stand out clearly and attract strong interest from error collectors. Now let's talk about real market value.in circulated condition. A typical 1995 D penny is usually worth around 1 cent.in uncirculated red condition. Clean examples often sell for around $3 to $10 depending on quality. High-grade certified gem examples have reached auction prices of around $50 to $100 or more in top condition. Minor error coins may sell for $20 to $40, while major off-center strikes or dramatic mint errors can bring several $100s depending on rarity and eye appeal. The 1995 D Lincoln cent proves that even modern pocket change can become collectible. The key is patience, careful examination, and understanding what to look for. So next time you find a 1995 penny with a D mint mark, do not spend it immediately. Check the surfaces. Inspect the lettering. Look for doubling or unusual features. A small detail could make a big difference. If you enjoy discovering hidden value in everyday coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep searching your change. The next valuable coin might already be waiting in your pocket. Top 5. The 1978 Lincoln 1 cent penny with no mint mark from the United States of America. At first glance, it may look completely ordinary. But smart collectors know that even common coins can hold hidden value if you know what to look for. The 1978 Lincoln cent without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During this time, Philadelphia coins did not carry a mint mark, so the blank space under the date is normal. The coin features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was still made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it that rich bronze color collectors appreciate. The mintage for the 1978 Philadelphia penny was very large, meaning millions were produced. Because of this, most circulated examples are common and easy to find. But here is the important part: condition changes everything. In circulated condition, you will usually see wear on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and coat. These coins are generally worth only a small premium above face value. However, if you find a 1978 penny with full original red luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear, collectors are willing to pay much more. Bright red uncirculated coins are especially desirable. Now let's talk about the exciting side of this coin: errors and varieties that can increase value. One thing collectors search for is double die varieties. Always check the date, Liberty, and in God we trust under magnification. Strong doubling can make a big difference in value. Off-center strikes are another popular error. If part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly aligned during striking, and the date is still visible, collectors may pay strong premiums depending on how dramatic the shift is. Clipped planchet errors are also collectible. These coins have a curved piece missing from the edge due to a cutting mistake during production. They stand out immediately and are popular with error collectors. Die cracks and cuds can also appear. A cud looks like a raised lump of metal along the rim, caused by a broken die. Larger and more visible examples attract more attention. Because 1978 pennies are copper-based, they are also sometimes saved by collectors who prefer pre-1982 cents for their metal content. That alone keeps interest strong for this date. Now let's discuss real market value. In circulated condition, a typical 1978 no-mint mark penny is usually worth around 1 to 3 cents depending on copper demand. In uncirculated red condition, nice examples often sell for around $5 to $15 depending on quality. High-grade certified gem examples have reached auction prices of around $75 to $100 or more in top condition. Minor error coins may sell for $20 to $50, while major off-center strikes or dramatic mint errors can bring several $100s depending on condition and eye appeal. The 1978 Philadelphia Lincoln cent reminds us that value is not always about rarity alone. It is about condition, detail, and sometimes small mistakes made during production. So next time you find a 1978 penny with no mint mark, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. Examine the lettering, check the edges, and look for unusual features. Your everyday change might hold a small but exciting treasure. If you enjoy learning about valuable coins hiding in circulation, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep searching. Every coin has a story, and your next discovery could be just 1 cent away.